Residents of Magodo Phase 2 estate are having sleepless night because the Lagos state government have sent bulldozers to go and destroy their homes. All of them are gathered outside at the main gates at the entrance of the estate to prevent the bulldozer from entering inside. I saw this news. I said, nah, today is a day to celebrate. I started laughing in Chinese. Guys, my people, this is good news, and I will tell you why this is good news after you watch the video of the people protesting. My people, make it now watch.
All these buildings have been marked for demolition. Imagine all the fine properties in Magodo. This is the gate. We can't go out. All these buildings, all the way down. It's all of them marked. Roads are blocked. People are protesting.
Alright, so this is a bulldozer in front of the gate. Please, can you leave that place, sir?
I think I need to read it.
This is a bulldozer. Everyone should please go online. This is a bulldozer in front of the Magodo gate. We don't know who owns it based on what has happened today.
I'm on Twitter right now, dude.
This bulldozer is trying to make its way into Magodo, and we have residents at the gate and the ESCO, and we are not allowing it in. This is for everybody's information, please. Come to Shangisha Gate if you can. Thank you. This is a protest going on at Magodo Gate. This is for all residents' information right now. This is 10 minutes to 10 p.m. Tomorrow we are going to have a protest at the gate. We are locking up all both gates, Shangisha Gate and Secretariat Gate. No going out, no coming in. Based on what has happened today, the estate is under siege. We had an invasion of over 100 police officers, and there's a bulldozer on standby. So we are informing all residents. The gates will be shut. No going out, no coming in. There is a protest in Magodo. Thank you.
Come and see what the Lord has done. Come and see what the Lord has done. Rat-tat-tat-tat. My people are not saying you'll be wondering, why are you laughing? Why are you happy? This is a sad thing. Let me tell you why I'm happy now. Relax. Take your time with me. Okay. Everything started in 84 when Buhari first came to power. All right. Una know say Buhari first did a coup d'etat on the 31st December of 1983 to become president. So when he became president, he brought a military power, a military regime, and everything. And then it was kind of some kind of dictatorship. And then he took people's freedom away and all those things. So during his time, the Lagos state government went to destroy people's land in Magodo Phase 2, and they seized their land, telling the people that they want to use the land for public use and then for the military. But the people later on realized that they were sharing the land among themselves, and then they started building luxurious houses on top of the land. But the people did not have the original owners of the land, the people who were sacked from the land, they did not have anybody to complain to, because back then under Buhari it was a military regime, as I told you, and Buhari brought some decree. You don't have to protest against the government. The journalists don't have to write anything negative about the government. And then there were a lot of people were jailed. Even over 100 journalists were sent to jail during Buhari's first regime. So the people really did not have who to complain to, all right? So luckily, General Babangida, another military, came, and then he overthrew Buhari. The same way Buhari came, he did a coup d'etat to take Buhari down. And then Babangida, even though he was a military, his time was a bit better than Buhari, and then he released some of the political prisoners, some of the journalists that were arrested during Buhari time. He released a lot of people, and people were able to express themselves, to express their concern, to protest, and then there was some kind of freedom back in the country. Under Babangida now, the people came together, the people who were sacked from their land, they came together to form an association called the Shangisha Landlords Association, and they went to court to go and complain, and they told court that under Buhari, they were sacked from their land, and then their land were seized. And what the state said they wanted to do with the land is not what they did, and they want their land back. So the court gave an order to the Lagos state government to seize any activity, to stop any activity on the land. But the Lagos state government did not listen to the order. They did not obey to the order. They were still selling the land to some people, and they were still allowing people who bought the land previously, all those politicians and all those things, to still continue building on top of the land. And it continued up until 1994, I think 10 years later, 1994, when the court finally took its final decision, and the court ordered the Lagos state government to give the land back to the people, to the original owners, who are the Shangisha Landlords Association. But still, the Lagos state government did not obey to the order. They did not give the land back to the people, and then they decided instead to take the case to the appeal court and then the Supreme Court. For those who don't understand the justice system in Nigeria, we have different courts. We have, for each state, there is a state court, a state high court, and then the appeal court, and then the Supreme Court. So in Lagos, there is a Lagos State High Court, the appeal court, and then the Supreme Court of Nigeria. And in '94, the Lagos State High Court took the decision that they should give the land back to the original owners, but they were not happy, and they took the case to the appeal court. The appeal court still stood on the same decision. They told them, give the land back to the people because you took the land fraudulently. You acquired the land fraudulently, so give it back to the people. And they were still not happy. They were still dragging the case for years. This thing I'm talking about is taking time. It takes time. So for years they have been dragging the case. After the appeal court, they went to the Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court said the same thing. Give the land back to the people because you acquired it fraudulently. And the Supreme Court took its final decision in 2012. In 2012, they were ordered to give the land back, but they were still not giving the land back. They did not follow the Supreme Court decision. You know, the people who took the land, as I told you, they are very wealthy people. So I'm sure money was exchanging hands. People were being bribed and all those things. You know, Nigeria now, some of the members of the Shangisha Landlords Association have died. You know, land issues in Nigeria is not a joke. It's a matter of life and death. And this is like a David versus Goliath fight, because the people they are fighting, the people they are trying to take their land from, they are very rich people, and they are children of politicians and wealthy people. So they are rich and powerful people. And when you listen to the voice of the girl talking in the other video, you see that this sophisticated English that she's using is not those Yaman pidgin that we speak when we speak here. Yes, this is the bulldozer. We are the main gate, and we are not letting them enter. We are going to protest. This is not happen. We are going to protest, kill you there. You want to protest on top of waiting your papa snatch from people? Are you mad? Get out! The funny thing inside this story is that they took the people's land when Buhari was in power, and now they are being sacked while Buhari is in power. This is very funny. And Sawunru, I want to ask you something. You see those bulldozers, they add like 2 or 3 more bulldozers there, and you keep them there. They let them do the protest. They are funny protests they are doing, and then you wait up to 31st December night, and then you go and strike. You know, Nano say Buhari did his first coup d'etat on 31st December 83. That's when he did his coup d'etat and became power. And it is his coup d'etat that gave power to all those politicians, and then they came to snatch the people's land. So we wait up until 31st December 2021 when we go there and scatter their houses before they wake up in the morning. 1st January, their houses is down. Their houses are down. That's how we have to do. It is karma. Nah. It is no. White people, they have an expression for this. It is poetic justice. Poetic justice, yes. Poetic justice, if you don't know, is when you get justice in an unexpected way, in a funny way. For example, an example of poetic justice would be if you have been dating a girl for 5 years, and after 5 years, you just wake up one day and tell the girl that you don't want the relationship again, say, because she doesn't have big breasts. You like girls with big breasts. So you quit, you shun the girl, and then you go and date another girl with big watermelon. And then every day, sucking. And then one day, the doctor tells you that your girl has breast cancer, and then he has to cut the breast, and then your girl goes back to level 1 like your former girl. That is poetic justice. All this while you have been sucking cancer. That is poetic justice for you. It's justice in an unexpected way. You know, poetic justice. When I say poetic, you say justice. Poetic justice. justice. So that's all for today, my people. Let me know what you think in the comments about this poetic injustice that is happening to the people of Magodo Estate Phase 2. Easy. And please, now God, I beg you, please don't forget to subscribe on my YouTube channels. Just go on YouTube, you type 101 TV, and then you subscribe. Okay, I post new videos every day at 4 p.m. Buhari time. Thanks for watching. Bye bye. Poetic. Bye bye.